This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, everyone. Quick sound check. Can everyone hear me loud and clear? All right, so today is September 18th, Tuesday. Few things going on today. First off, remember we have our Traders Exchange at 12:30. So let's make sure, remember on class days, on class weeks, I do not come up with a topic. Basically it's just a question and answer. So make sure you send those questions and topics to te@aheadofthecharts.com. All right, and then we have our classes starting again today at 10 a.m. and then later on at 3 p.m. So I will be sending out that email shortly. All right, so let's talk about what's going on out there. First off is VKTX, already trading 4.3 million shares, so we know that we're definitely going to be expecting more of a range than we usually do, which we can already see that. Usually trade 74 cents. I would just throw that number pretty much out the window. Even the high of 214 pretty much looks like it's not going to matter much at all. Considering the fact it trades about 2.2 million shares on average, and if you look, we're already doubled that. So we got some really good prints coming in so far. So at 22, I think we had some really good sell prints that came in, and then on its way back up, we had some ask that was kind of basically showing us more of a pull up. But the one thing that I do just like what I just saw is if we look right here, 2250, some really good bid prints. So after that pull up. Getting a pull up, which in this case we're getting a really big range. I would look somewhere around that 24.21 after we see this thing move back up and then overall back down towards those 22 excuse me, those 22 prints. So beautiful selling at 22 and at 2250. So those two spots really telling us what we're going to be expecting after this pull up, a trigger back down. We should get a real nice move coming back into it. All right, next thing we're looking at is AMD. So AMD jumped up a little bit, but you know what? It does things like this all the time. We're still, no matter what, we're still going to be expecting that pullback because right here, even though it came down in the aftermarket yesterday underneath that 32, we're still expecting more than that. That's not enough money, compared to the amount of selling that we saw come in at that 32. This just was not enough selling. So even though it's up a little bit today, no big deal. Looking for it to break underneath those print lines and really get some type of continued move down. Next one we want to look at is Facebook. So Facebook is just moving like clockwork. Is it up on low volume? Well, yes. If we look over here, if we go back to AMD and you look at the actual movement that it came up on, look, there's no volume. Compared to what AMD trades, this is nothing. So this movement towards the upside, absolutely, there's really literally nothing there that really showed us. Anyone else lose sound? Sound is good here. Okay, beautiful. All right, so back to Facebook. Just basically clockwork. I mean, this thing is just incredible. You know what? It's just been showing us some. It's just showed us exactly what it's going to do. I mean, it just doesn't get much easier than that. Yesterday, we knew that we needed to get that big pull up that was coming back once we got those huge prints coming down here at 160. Okay, just a little bit. So we had a print line that was right here. We basically just, excuse me, we just made it to that to right around where, see right here, this was my first price target that we talked about, this line that right there, and right where this arrow was a line. They kind of they change themselves when we get a bigger one. That this one came in at 4 o'clock yesterday. Okay, but it came up to our second price target almost exactly, did not hit, triggered back down, and boom. Okay, well, price target was about 159. That was just conservative, but we had to expect a lot more than that. And it's going to continue to go. Now, the one thing that I'm really ecstatic about, and that's not going to help. Let's get this chart done. It's coming over here. The prints really, I haven't seen anything that's too great out there. We ever since 4 o'clock, but this morning haven't really seen too much. Okay, but overall, showing basically exactly what we're looking for. Refreshing the bid at 159, low volume. Okay, so it was basically on the smaller side of the bid. It had to be on the smaller side of the prints, just because there's nothing really too big coming out there. This morning, we got one print at 160. Just not a ton of orders out there for us to be seeing bigger trades. But it's still based off the fact of how much went in to the selling at 160, this thing still has more room to go. So anyone that's still in Facebook, you know what, or took Facebook yesterday after it hit the second price target, you're looking like you're in really good shape. Next thing I'm going to be looking at is NIO. So NIO is just kind of messing around a whole bunch, but it's an IPO and they act a little bit crazy. But I did like the way that it's still trading 1.1 million shares. It's still giving us a lot of volume. So if one day we're able to short it, and on top of the amount of buying that's still up here, remember, there's still a lot of volume. It's a little bit harder to read, especially with TradeStation, just because it doesn't set in the volume yet because it's on a 20-day moving average. But at the same time, it's just going to take prints. Okay, the one thing that I loved is right here. This was the biggest burst that I saw is at 890. So someone came in here as we were coming up to that 890 level and bought a whole bunch of shares. So certainly something that I'm still going to be keeping my eye on. And then other than that, there are a few other things out there. TLRY is just, Jesus, just incredible. Whoops, TLRY, Facebook. NIO. Okay. TLRY just doesn't. Oh, can you, Nitesh? I didn't even look this morning. It's only been. You were able to get them? It's only been 4 days. Interesting. Got them yesterday. Beautiful. Okay. So either way, we'll have something to be looking at there. I didn't even goes to show you. All right, so back to TLRY. TLRY is just an absolute beast. I mean, unbelievable. Yesterday moved $12.10, and then from this morning, 125 up to 138. And the one thing that I really do like from what I've seen is if you're coming up over here, you could see 134, 134.50, 135, 136, 136.50. So overall, there is a whole bunch of buying as this stock went up. So we're going to be expecting it to pull back a little bit more and then break above 136.50. So this thing still is showing more room to the upside, which is absolutely incredible. All right, guys. So anything else out there that I missed? JD. Yeah, just got some volume coming out of nowhere. Do we have any prints though? Let's see. All right, 25.50. We have some prints yesterday at 25.50 from 6:51 p.m. after this thing popped up. So getting some volume towards that downside. We'll definitely put JD on there. All right, so we have some pretty good stuff to be looking at. Obviously, our everyday stocks, most stocks jumped up except BABA, which is getting hammered, and then JD. We definitely should be looking at some of the Chinese stocks with the whole tariffs thing going on. Twitter, let's see, Twitter so far is it's the same story that we had from yesterday. They're selling down at 28.50, but there's nothing going on in the pre-market yet that really shows us anything. NBEV, no, I did not. Let's see. Okay, ever since we started our meeting, it's been continuing up, man. Every year when the weather gets like from hot to cold, I start getting sick, and I can already feel it. I'm gonna have to get some vitamin C after we're done here. But 250, yeah, we got a few prints at 250, nothing crazy yet. But then over 260, yeah. But we'll definitely put this on our list. I like what I see going on there. And it's getting some new buying, and that's really all we care about. We know we're going to get selling in it, but as it's moving up, we need new buying. All right, it's very important that it's going to break this double top right here, right around that 265 level. As long as we just continue to see new positions coming in, we should be able to get this thing to continue to run. All right, guys, so let's get ready for our morning. I will post everything in the Veteran Traders channel, and then I will be sending out the email for 10 o'clock class in a few minutes. All right, guys, happy trading.